for Aurora. Because honestly, a Highness is still good here.
Considering it's also the dangerous grass,
Yeah.
for Eve, it's also one of the heroes that I find it having a hard time when it comes to multiple ganks. Because for an Eve, all you have is the flicker,
Yeah.
then the ultimate for the slide shield. But after that, you're so vulnerable to the attacks.
Yeah.
But they've gauged the situation midnight, and maybe they found
Hylos,
more
yeah.
pros here for Aurora. And then Hylos for Daddy JP. Gold lane CC here for OEB.
It's such a good draft for both sides, honestly, even though I don't like the idea of the Eve. The thing is, you is on Eve, so he's gonna make this work. But
He has to.
this draft from Tlph just allows Carl TZ to go wild, honestly.
And then looking at their index as well,
Yeah, it's all TL.
it's all about TLPH. Yes, you have card controls for Aurora,
Yeah.
but some of this might be somewhat of a disadvantage.
Yeah, it looks like the same game as game number 2, but TL has way scarier team fights in game number 3.
Same, but different scenarios here for TLPH and Aurora. Lock and loaded for our draft. Let's head on over for our game number 3. Who will get another point? Casters, it's your time.
You know what? I agree with Midnight and Athena. In addition to the draft, the way Liquid played in Game 2 definitely dictates the pace. They have the momentum going into game number 3.
And I also have to say that I'm really feeling how much Coach RC wants to get his revenge back. He's been so commendable in terms of drafting for how many games in a row now. It was a bit surprising to see the Lunox immediately come in, but for the past few games, it's been such a high priority. But for Sanji to go this route, I'm hoping this is still signature aggressive Sanji, but that's a bit more balanced compared to game number 2.
I think it's signature aggressive everything for Liquid. Looking at the early game start, Aurora posting up towards that Little Wanderer, stopping a majority of Liquid from crossing over. Even this XP crab coin will be contested very hardly, and JP coming in, looking for a sneaky pull. Can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, it is an undefeated Lunox in the hands of the chef, Lone Stallion Sanji.
Yep, but it seems like they're really trying to make things a bit harder for Sanji. Yue on the Eve clearly has the range advantage, and they're probably gonna stay like this for a while.
That's right. More on Aurora's draft before any more action breaks out. It's a very M4 looking draft. Like, look at it. Look at it. These heroes are old school.
Yeah. Just now we had this, or I was asking you about, what was Sansan looking like again back in M4? Because now Sanford, it seems like the heroes are becoming a bit similar to that, but Sanji's been sticking with a very particular hero pool. He's been using less, I think, even compared to last season. So there are just certain options on the board for Sanji.
Yeah, if you ask me if this version of Liquid looks close to how they looked when they won in Jakarta in M4 a few years back, it's very different now. They definitely grown. The turtle already very low.
He tried to kill, she would have threw it just in time, but it's still not enough for Carl to steal away the objective.
Oh!
Now Sanford has to go down.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Aurora learned. Not like that, 40, not again. He spent everything. The flicker, the throne of ruin, did not work this time against Aurora. Not so fast, RWM!
And the AOG to try and provide a bit more pressure. JP could not get out of that. So Aurora have been using so much, but OM down bottom. Can he take down Domingkite? It's not going to be enough. Vengeance committed too, but Doming survives.
That is elementary MOBB. When a vengeance is popped, you just stop.
Stop.
Hands off.
Move away.
No means no.
Don't attack.
Don't do
Sanji.
it.
Oh, okay.
Synchronized shrieks.
Yes, he is not having a good time.
Next level synergy. Across the map, they're not done.
Sanford clean, gets to keep him safe, but Carl cannot farm in peace. Demon Kite's in his jungle. He even might steal away this orange buff. Look at how Light's blocking everyone else. JP and Sanford trying to help him, but can he take it this time? He doesn't have the retribution.
Nor does
but
Carl.
they push Demon Kite away.
That was a close call. If Demon Kite stayed there maybe for 2 or 3 more seconds, that retribution would have come off cooldown and Aurora would have committed grand left, orange. Demon Kite, the main culprit, and the rest of them, accessories of the crime. Looking at the rest of the map, the bottom lane, I think, is the closest thing you can say as a neutral lane for Liquid, because everywhere else, Rora's winning.
Yeah, I'm liking how Aurora are starting to put in so much respect to this Hayabusa of Carl Tizzy. Because even in the previous game, it's like this Hayabusa single-handedly tried to hold down the early game for that very farm-heavy lineup that they tried to go for.
Oh my god, the flicker to save him!
Oh my goodness, the curtain call. Is it going to be enough?
AOG!
Everything's there, but Dominkite under the turret will not fall.
Bring it up. That's still a good chunk of damage reduction. They changed a lot of things in Project Next, but not the gold lane turret shield damage reduction. Turtle now at a fifth of its health. I think Aurora can easily secure.
Even when Light had to respond to what was happening down bottom, Edward and Demon Kite were more than enough to take this objective freely from Liquid. But there's another concealed play. Does Oheb sense that there's something going on?
Yep, he does. He had Daddy JP to check for him. Yue already made himself known, and then Light just flushed out those bushes. Aurora up by 3,000 gold, under 5 minutes. This is a great start for Aurora.
Yeah.
What happened in game 2, I think, woke up a beast in him.
I agree. Now they're using this utility jungler, this Fredrin, so aggressively. And just as I mentioned that, he's walking back towards Liquid's jungle.
Yeah. That's something you can't do as an assassin.
That is... Oh, thought Sanji was going to use the brilliance there.
Hold up. 2-lane push, top and bottom. The cavalry got a little cross-eyed, like they didn't know where to defend. That was free.
Is this the effect of just how good the pressure is from Aurora? That their jungler doesn't feel as free and that they are a bit more pressured to provide some assistance to Carl Tizzy?
I think, yeah, the answer is simply yes, because Liquid, look at this, they are a team fighting lineup, more now than ever. The other game they had on Moscow, so they could have split the map, but now they just really want to convert. They really want to win big and then take turrets. Without winning big, they can't take turrets.
Oh no, Carl!
Oh!
The energy eruption! The taunts from Demon Kite. Now they gain access to the purple buff. Embracer's Wrath is touched, but not the real world manipulation. JP gets stuck inside, but Oheb's just trying to do what he can. But they inevitably have to let go of that purple buff.
They stole away Carl Tizzy's buff, and they go straight for the turtle. Demon Kite closing off the entry to anything from Liquid. No contest, even for this turret mid.
Yeah, they really want to take it this time. This is the fastest we've seen both of these teams actually get objectives away for this entire series. Another turtle might go into the hands of Aurora. Never mind, I take it back. Carl Tizzy just pops in, steals it away. But do they want to fight? Throne of Ruin committed. Light will not pursue.
Bring it up, they did not respect the fact that Carl's retribution was off of cooldown and Demon Kite's was not. And I think it was correct for Aurora to do that, but they needed to clear the jungle first. They needed to make sure that there was no attempt. And Liquid, they rolled the dice, they flipped the coin. They dropped everything to be able to secure it. Now they're looking to punish. 5 gold, 5,000 gold still in the middle of them.
Oh, they're going for Sanford. Oheb will not show himself anymore. He cannot afford to show himself. Aurora making quick work of all the remaining turrets. Sanji goes in, but all that just to prevent any more damage.
See, this is Aurora just cracking that whip, reminding Tlph that, hey, you're still down this much gold, all right? 5,000, 6,000. Just the gold laners alone, 2,000 between them. That's what Aurora needed to do. They needed to make sure that this lead would be all that mattered. And the fact that they did not check that little avenue, that little entry from Liquid side of the jungle to that turtle pit meant all the difference. So, it's a final turtle, a little bit of mojo boost for the rest of the cavalry, all the fans here in Cuneta watching the blue side of the arena. Well, technically the red. Let's look at how Liquid can clap back, all right? Number one, stealing objectives. It's clear that Carl Tizzy has it in him. He got that dog to steal stuff, but are we waiting for Sanji to come online? Because Oheb, sure, is a gold laner, but he's a fighter gold laner. Is Sanji going to be the next in line to be that, clean source of damage?
Yeah, I guess if it's Sanji we're talking about, he just needs to watch out for Demon Kite. Like, if he does go in, or maybe not just even demon type. The real world's there, the unbreakable's there. So positioning, as you would say to any Lunox user, is very, very crucial. They cannot just go in and make themselves vulnerable to Aurora, because that's going to be one of their main strengths. It's just blocking every single member who wants to dive in.
And that's why the Lone Stallion is keeping himself scared. Look at where he's positioning himself. Very far away, hidden from Aurora. They'll never know where this Lunox bomb might come from. That Sanji DD, turtle at half health.
Yeah, but US holding this fresh tool.
Lord, rather. Here we go.
Oh, now Sanji goes for Yue, but the damage doesn't seem to be enough. Edward jumps in with a Raven Spider after response, but Light, he's holding Carl TZ down. Sanford dodges the Appraiser's Wrath just barely, and Hoeb goes in from behind, but for some reason, Carl, he's bursted down.
And Oheb goes as well. Where one baby cake goes, the other follows. Sanji the only one left. It's a 2v1. UN Edward chasing him down.
Sanji tried, we saw it.
He did. And he was doing the right thing up until the rest of Liquid could not hold the line. Again, a huge gold dip. Items just were the main factor. Firepower. And that's why Light was able to push back 3 and delay the inevitable.
I think he even had to use his flicker there just to get close enough to Yue, which we might get to confirm in this instant replay. Which again, we will keep saying, oh, he didn't use that flicker. So it was just in this moment where he used it to find the right target.
The
but
final reposition.
oh, he got to take down Donkey, but the damage, even when I think that okay, maybe we talk about that later on. Demon Kite takes the Lord. Edward holding down 2 AOG from Light. But will this be enough? The Ruin already committed. Carl TV's the first to fall.
Not like this, says Aurora. Not again. As Domikai takes down 40 after taking Edward. It's a wipeout pending.
Vengeance committed, but does that keep him alive? It's a no! A wipeout by Aurora!
The blinding lights stumble into the Stallions, and the Stampede is quelled. A Lord and 5 kills over to Aurora.
Now they will definitely be clearing the outer turrets, possibly even the top lane turret, base turret of Team Liquid. And that's exactly where the Lord is approaching, but there are no holy shields left.
Even bottom lane still standing. About 40 seconds left for that to make it work. Make it work to protect. In Aurora, they know that this Lord won't stand for too long. Liquid are in the danger zone. They are in self-preservation mode right now.
I just gotta say, I can't recall the last time Carl TZ got his hands on his purple buff. And that's probably making things a lot more harder for Liquid at this point. Sanji just trying to defend this mid lane base turret. But they're struggling to do just that.
Liquid, again, the way that they've been so successful all throughout the later half of Season 16, even in the playoffs, is fighting in the paint. They like to really give it to their opponents and then, with conviction, dominate them. They convert. They don't steal. They don't try and go through technicalities and slip through the cracks. They convert. And they just haven't been able to. Again, one thing you mentioned is the purple buff. Honestly, if Carl DZ can't get his purple buff, that means he can't get to the rest of his jungle. That means he is so down on resources.
And what's scary is that even if he tries to just look for pickoffs and potentially trades across the map, Yue and Dominkite, I believe, have winter crowns. So even when there's a chance of a potential pickoff, that's just not gonna turn out good for Liquid.
Nothing. Shadow kills, forget about it. Brilliance into a darkness blast, forget about it. Hell, they've already learned Sanford's propensity for an ankle breaker Throne of Ruin. It worked in game 2. They were able to steal a game from out of nowhere. A stampede through Aurora in an 18-minute bout, but not this time. Aurora are choking Liquid out of these major resources that they so badly need.
That was a quick adjustment
from Aurora just after that game. They're no longer caught by surprise, by any Throne of Ruin, by any Shadow Kill, not even the quad shadows. They're able to time their reactions perfectly.
And I actually take it back. I stand corrected. It's not because of the lack of Purify. Liquid just went too hard and too fast. Aurora can actually play this way. Flicker their way out of that Throne of Ruin. Lord Dons began. Light with a conceal. Who's he looking for?
Carl Easy seems to be the target. Unbreakable land onto him. Edward is there, but he does not use the bravest fighter just yet.
Oh, look at Sanji and
This
Sanford.
is already enough to provide some zoning. Sanford decides to go in too, though, but Light can just AOG out of there. But he spots Sanji.
Edward commits the bravest fighter. Lord of the Haze with health.
Oh, now they're after Domikai, forces out the Winter Crown, but the Throne of Ruin again landing onto multiple members, and Carl! He gets the objective for Liquid, and they're fighting back.
Oheb Bowl fitted out for Demon Kite, and that is Sanford gleaming on out.
He doesn't get to escape, and Sanji, he's trying to look for more!
Brilliance Blast takes out Demon Kite, and it's just Edward and ULF. They take out JP. The GOAT stands alone.
He can clear the waves, but Yue and Edward, what could the plan be? The Lord is spawning right now, and they might not get to push any further. Carl still taking him on. Edward's all alone, receives majority of the Yogi Shadow Kill, but he's so tanky.
All right, Edward here is doing his best to distract Liquid from taking that purple, and it's already too late. Yue yeeted away the purple buff once again from Carl Teasy. Let's check out that instant replay, that moment, that play that led to this very moment. Again, I could have sworn that Sanford and Sanji, the way they're positioning themselves, and we thought they learned their lesson. We thought Sanford was all out of tricks, but no, he still found a way.
It was perfect because they knew that Doming did not have the Winter Crown anymore. And I couldn't even recall when Yue used his, or did he just choose not to? Oh, that's the moment he used his.
There it is.
So that's why he survived. But even Sanji, those last minute decisions of still trying to fight, even when it was that dangerous, they probably had it all calculated either way.
So for a majority of this 15-minute game, Aurora have been getting away from the Throne of Ruin flicker,
Yep.
replace instant transmission combo from Sanford, shoot through sheer mechanics. But the Apex Predator evolves, adapts on the fly, and finds a way to make it work again. So they cut that lead in half. Aurora are now just up by barely 5,000 gold. So that means the firepower on Sanji and even Carl are catching up.
Yeah, he might actually go for the way it's looking right now, maybe Holy Crystal next too.
He has room for 2 more items. So that could be a Holy Crystal and what? One could assume Lightning Truncheon, or people don't build that anymore. The Lantern.
Yeah.
More extra damage.
And it's not going to be a great time for all those who keep standing in front of Team Liquid, of Light or Edward. They're just always the guys tanking the damage, but it's not like Sanji takes them head on because he's always looking for different targets.
Yep.
But
Sanji has been very patient with his approach.
yeah, but even if that's been the case for him, once he gets all those items locked in, it may be a bit different. Carl,
Oh,
I think he
wow.
finally got
Yes.
purple buff.
Without using Retribution. If I'm not
Oh.
mistaken, Demon Kite used his. He did. I mean, no harm, no foul, right? We know that they're going to dance in the next minute or so, but that's a clear sign again for those of y'all who are superstitious, who have a certain set of routine and beliefs. Much like Team Liquid, you know that Liquid have a set of beliefs that if they do this, they will win.
Yeah.
If Carl Teasy gets his purple, then maybe this changes things.
Especially as we're looking at a potential objective fight that started right now. It's holding it so
Oh,
far.
wait. No, that might have been an animation bug. I think Demon Kite did secure. Look, it's gone.
Or, yeah.
Ah,
So it wasn't.
he did it. He did it. That retribution was worth it for Demon Kite now. The dance fully breaking on out. That's a fourth of the health left on the Lord.
Oh, now it's a bit different. Light going in. Sanji already forced to use his chaos with Demon Kite. While those were happening, he just took the objective for Aurora. JP, can he get out of this? Oheb still not going in. Now he does.
Oh.
But look at the real
Carl.
manipulation.
gone sideways.
Oh, but he's still
Sanji
alive.
still takes some deep kind. Oheb holding on. Down goes Sanji. Oheb the only one left.
And now there goes another wipeout.